like you forgot. I called a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should know me well enough.
Rascal Jamaican in the United States of America.
Ashensia, drop double R, fuck a beamer. Grass green, but me still hustle for make it greener. More cheese on my bread, it look like pizza. TVS, so cold, straight out of my freezer. I'm in a plate like the dealer. Top shadows and squeezers. In a top to bum bitch, my time feeders. Hot head, fever, top model, diva. Top bottles with the champion, handle the ball like Kyrie. Ivy, Benny, she decide. Lipstick, red like it's Ferrari. You gon' make me flash on a bitch like a paparazzi. I'm too fly to crash up, but fucking kamikaze. Shensia, drop double R, fuck a beamer. Like a shot like trigger finger, I'm a stinger. My outfit a murder, it's a felony. Bitches all in my business without an LLC. And I do this shit for practice. Son so many bitches, I might put them on my taxes. Caribbean Serena with the racket. I ain't going back and forth with bitches cause they ratchet. Them a real blood clot man muscat. Can't start beef cause the water run deep. I got the type of money that can put you 6 feet. Call myself to sleep in $10,000 sheets. Bitches look like lumps, say a graceless. Big game.
Very, very secure woman. Trust me. She's learned that quality matters more than quantity. She doesn't need a crowd to validate her worth. Her confidence comes from within, not from the approval of others. She's not afraid to stand alone because she knows her own strength. She's selective with her energy and who she lets into her life. She's seen the fake friendships, the drama, and the gossip, and she's walked away from all of it. She's built a life that's peaceful and drama-free, and she's happier for it. She doesn't need to be surrounded by people to feel complete. She's comfortable in her own company. She knows that true friends are rare, and she'd rather have a few real ones than a bunch of fake ones. Her small circle is made up of people she can truly trust, people who have proven their loyalty. She doesn't waste time on meaningless relationships.
What's going on, everyone? This is Star. Welcome to the channel. And how was your week? My week was fine, thank you. Listen. So today we're going to talk about Diddy. Diddy got arrested. Who's surprised? I know I'm not surprised. I remember I saw a video of Diddy and his stepson Quincy was at his house. And he kept complimenting Quincy, kept telling him how good he looks. And you can see the uncomfortability on Quincy's face. I mean, he was trying to play it off, but he was real uncomfortable. Now, it's normal for parents/step-parents to give their children compliments. Okay, that's normal. But when you keep telling your kid, nah, you looking too good out here. You looking so good. What's the routine? It gets creepy. And Quincy, he's not going to disrespect his stepfather because I'm sure his stepfather did a lot for him monetarily. But you can tell he just wasn't comfortable.
Freak-offs were elaborate and produced S performances that Combs arranged, directed, pleasured himself during, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs transported commercial S workers across state lines and internationally. Freak-offs occurred regularly, sometimes lasted multiple days, and often involved multiple commercial S workers. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims to keep them obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknownst to the victims, Combs kept videos he filmed of them engaging in S acts with commercial S workers. After freak-offs, Combs and victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Members of the Combs enterprise facilitated the freak-offs by booking hotel rooms for the freak-offs, stocking the rooms in advance with required supplies, including controlled substances, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, extra linens and lighting, cleaning the hotel rooms after to try to mitigate room damage, and arranging for travel. Law enforcement seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. What? During and separate from freak-offs, Combs hit kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair, resulting in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. He also threatened victims' careers and livelihoods if they resisted participating in freak-offs. Victims believed they could not refuse Combs's demands without risking their financial or job security without repercussions. He also used the sensitive, embarrassing, and incriminating recordings made during freak-offs as collateral to ensure the continued obedience and silence of victims.
1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant? And then they have to have IV fluids after the freak-offs? I guess they dehydrated as hell, huh? Well, he did say it lasts for days. That's crazy. Welcome to Hollywood.
I just got out of federal court for the Diddy case, and it is not looking good for the media mogul. Today in court, a Manhattan judge denied bail, pointing to the obvious power imbalances that are at play here, saying that it might lead to potential witnesses feeling intimidated. Okay, so at the center of the prosecution's case, as laid out in that 14-page indictment, are these freak-offs that, according to the indictment, were these elaborately produced sexual performances that were arranged, directed, masturbated to, and recorded by Combs. The indictment also details that ahead of these freak-offs, his staff would set up hotel rooms with extra sheets, baby oil, lubricants. During the raid of his homes, part of the evidence recovered were 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Now, according to the indictment, these drug-fueled sex-offs would last days, with Combs and his victims needing IV drips because of the physical exertion and because of the drug use. They claim that shortly after that incident, where Diddy is seen on surveillance video assaulting Cassie at an Intercontinental hotel back in 2016, that he went and bribed security to make sure he got that footage. To further make the case that he has a history of obstructing justice and intimidating witnesses, they talk about the Don Richard lawsuit. That lawsuit was filed on September 10th. 4 days later, on September 14th, Kalina Harper, who was also in Dirty Money with Don, came out and said, whatever was detailed in that lawsuit isn't my personal experience. Now, why is this important? Because prosecutors say that in those 4 days between the lawsuit and her statement, Diddy called her 128 times and texted her 58 times, and then after her statement, hasn't contacted her since. Now let's talk about what the defense laid out to convince the judge to grant him bail. They say that there was no trafficking, there was no coercion, that this was a loving relationship between two consensual adults that lasted a decade. His defense attorney says that what Diddy is guilty of is cheating on Cassie just like she cheated on him, and they had a mutually toxic relationship. Let's quickly talk about that surveillance video that was taken at the Intercontinental Hotel where you see Diddy physically assaulting Cassie. Now, prosecutors say that that happened after a freak off when Cassie was trying to get away. Defense has a whole different story. They say that Cassie woke Diddy up by hitting him over the head with a phone when she found out that he had other girlfriends he was messing with, and then she started packing up the only clothes that he had into those bags that she's seen carrying and tried to get away, which they say explains why he only ran out of the room with a towel on. They claim that this was a mutually toxic relationship and that Cassie was stepping out on Diddy too, and it only ended after she fell in love with the personal trainer that Diddy got for her. The defense attorney then insinuated that maybe Cassie wasn't happy at home after having 2 kids with the trainer, and that I gotta look at my notes for this one, and that she realized that she had things pretty good with Diddy because she had her lawyer contact his lawyer and said that she was writing a book and that he could buy the rights to that book for $30 million. Diddy's attorney goes on to say that he refused, that she got herself another lawyer that convinced her to file that November lawsuit and call what happened consensually sex trafficking so that she can eventually get him to settle, which he did for a large amount. They wouldn't say how much. I hope you're keeping up. His attorney also listed all the preemptive steps that Diddy took in order to gain the court's trust so that he could be granted bail, including handing over his passport to his attorneys, paying off a $50 million home, trying to sell his jet, which he was unsuccessful in, as well as voluntarily letting his attorneys know so that they could let the government know anytime he traveled domestically. Lastly, I want to point out that prosecutors cited the R. Kelly case, the Jeffrey Epstein case, and the Keith Raniere case as they argued why Diddy should be denied bail, given that he's a flight risk. And now Diddy will remain in federal detention until his next court date.
That was a nice summary of what's going on. You Diddy fans better pray. Now let's talk to the group. Well, the leader of the group. I see you're still talking shit. Listen, I have a challenge for you. I want to see you get out here in the world without my energy, without my money, and do it better than me. on your own merit. Can I see that? See, you have so much to say about me, but all you think about is stealing my ideas and my money. Did you do a story on that? Since I'm such a bad person, why are you clinging to my ideas and my money? Why would you want anything to do with me? Answer that. You see, you think it's all about you and how you look and what you got in your closet. Fuck that shit. It's about the kids in the community and their education. That's what I'm worried about. See, you on that shallow, superficial shit. That's why you and I will never align. You worried about the wrong thing in life. It's not all about you. You think you got the power to step in my way and prevent me from helping these children so they can make their dreams come true. You don't have that power. See, you're looking for me to pay you. Pay you for what? Did you forget that you owe me money? The only thing I'm worried about is the kids in this community. I'm tired of seeing these schools be last on the list. That's my only priority. And if the community wants to crucify me because I want to help the children, then go ahead and do it. But I'm going to complete my mission. I'm Star, the real magician. Good night.